Today I'm going to be using bee pollen in order to get into the hive. Now point the camera at the hive. Good. This here is the bee pollen that I had gotten from one of the members in our association. This here is what it looks like, and I've coated my hands in it. Instead of using smoke to get into them, I will be using this instead. Right here I've already added some, and you can see that the bees have already gone for it. With this alone, I'm able to get inside the hive without the bees becoming afraid of me. Of course, slow movement is key as well. I'll be lifting up the first comb. Again, very slowly. Here you can see all the bees and some capped brood, as well as nectar. I've tried experimenting with normal pollen and normal honey as well. However, if you use something that the bees themselves made, they will crawl up your hands. As you can see now, there are no bees that are coming to sting me. Instead, here they are, very close to me, but they are not stinging. They're eating off the pollen that's on my hands. With this alone, I'm able to start checking on the hive. This is one of the newer combs that was put in. Zoom into this one here. Over here you can see a new bee is starting to emerge. Blow on it softly, and you can see the little bee right over there starting to emerge. And again, no bees are attacking me. Because this pollen itself has a strong smell. A smell that smoke does not irritate the bees. Put it back down gently. There are bees on my fingers, but they are not stinging me. Now I move on to the second comb, but before that, I shake these bees off. Bees have a very hard exoskeleton, so they will not get hurt when you shake them off. They will, however, become a little bit spooked if you move too fast. Moving on to the second comb, be careful, taking in mind not to crush any bees. Beautiful comb that the bees have made. Now, bees separate their comb in 3 parts. One part is brood, one part pollen, and the very top is honey. You can see the bees are a little bit frightened. However, as soon as they get onto me, they do not sting. Instead, they start smelling and eating the pollen that is on my hand. Now let's see what this comb has. As soon as I check it, I can already see eggs, which means that a queen bee is present in this hive and that she has been here for around 3 days already. Within 3 days, I mean. Because it does take 3 days for the eggs to hatch. Very nice piece of comb. Carefully placing it back down. Making sure not to crush any bees, as dead bees also release a hormone that smells like bananas, some say, potassium, which tells all the other bees that there is an intruder, which will make them afraid. As you can see so far, I have not a single sting on my hands, even though I've already touched 2 frames. Now, instead of moving on to the main frame, which I know a lot more bees are there, as well as possibly the queen. I'll move to the very back comb, which I had actually taken the brood from. Here you can see the bees hanging on to it to make new comb. And here is the new comb. I've cut out this portion to give the brood, which is baby bees, to another hive in front, so that that hive may make a new queen. Here you can see a cockroach, which the bees are biting, so that this cockroach here will be removed. The cockroach cannot get near the honey because of the bees' defenses. I'll flick it away. Alright. Now then, this comb has nothing but nectar and a little bit of pollen. So I'll put it right back. Again, very gently so that I do not crush any bees. Now moving on to the next comb, a lot of bees are actually blocking my way to pick it up. So I'll just gently and very slowly move my finger over and around so that I may pick it up. The bees do not sting me because they do not feel a threat is nearby. And here is one of the main combs. What a beautiful comb that the bees have made. If you zoom in here, you can see the nectar that they have. You can see the little bit of pollen. And you can see all the brood that is at the bottom here. I see larvae, I see eggs. Zoom into the eggs if you can. It's a white color, look like rice. Tap the screen so that it focuses. Alright. Now I'll go ahead and put it back. There are bees right underneath the wood. So instead of dropping it down, I place it down very gently. Sometimes even tapping on it a bit so that the bee will move away. Now then, the last frame. For this one, I have a surprise for everyone. In this frame, you will see the making of 2 new queen bees. Making sure the bees aren't at my fingers so that I do not crush them. And I lift them up, just like that. You can see the pollen, the honey, and a lot more baby broods stuck together here. Bee on my hand, but not stinging me. Turn it over. Here you find 2 queen cells. I'm not afraid of the bees swarming because at this number, I'm quite sure they are just making a new queen to replace the one that they have instead of swarming. So now, as soon as the bee touch me, they don't sting, but rather they lose their fear. Here is the back with a lot more bees. And now carefully I'm flipping it over so that we may look inside these combs. Look in here, into these 2. Focus on one of them. The white jelly-like substance is called royal jelly, which the new queen bee is feasting on. Come in here. And try to focus inside it. Tap inside and focus inside of it. If you look closely, you'll see nurse bees are feeding and taking care of these larvae. Are you able to look in?
Yeah.
Look all the way inside. Tap on the screen to focus. Try again.
You want me to look inside of it, right?
Yes, inside of it. As long as you can see the worm inside, can already.
I only see royal jelly.
It's okay then, the worm is in there. The way you flip the comb, you need to make sure you're moving it with the comb. You can't flip it straight downwards because then the comb would break. Okay? Everything looks good. The bees will cap these queen cells in around 4 days. Not a single sting, even though I've checked the entire box of bees. Now flick them, and we can close up. After I give them a little more of this pollen for being such good bees.